Hey yo, this is Amir.
And this is Hanafi.
And this is Nazarene.
And we are the Golden Nuggets Podcast.
Do you know that you can make money from breeding sheep? Well, this is a message from our sponsor ARH, or commonly known as Aliyah Rizq Holdings. ARH specializes in sustainable sheep management with programs for selective breeding, nutritional guidance, everything to keep your flock healthy and productive. Their team can maximize your breeding potential. And get this, they'll even help you sell your sheep, ensuring that you get top dollar for your livestock. So do yourself a favor, take your phone out and check them out at tgnpodcast.com/ARHinvest. With Aliyah Rizq Holdings, you'll be breeding success and money one flock at a time. Nuggets, back to the episode. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Nuggets Podcast. My name is Hanafi and with me I have Ame. And today our guest, she just came back from Philippines. And we have none other than Darlene.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
So Darlene is one of the founders of TheMeetUpSG, right? Actually, I first heard of you guys when you guys were in the Randomly Relatable podcast. That was about 2 years ago, right?
Oh, more than that, like 3 years,
3 years,
4 years, yeah.
It was the beginning of COVID period that time, right?
Yeah.
I remember at that point of time, you guys were just doing like small events.
We were, yeah.
Like birthday parties in a hotel for like small cliques and everything. And then like recently, when we were looking at your Instagram page, your website, we realized that, wow, right now you guys have grown quite well. And all your clients are big brands. So perhaps maybe you can start off by sharing with the listeners who is Darlene and also what exactly does the TheMeetUpSG actually do?
Sure. So personally for me, I came from the Philippines and I've been here for more than 15 years already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so all the Singlish and all that kind of stuff, I adjusted to everything. I love the food here in Singapore.
Okay.
The city is great.
You studied here?
Yeah, I did. So
I would assume so. You don't even talk like a...
Yeah, so I one of my favorite things to do would be free diving and island hopping. So even though I grew up probably half my life in Singapore, I'm still pretty much an island girl. Yeah, so that's about me.
Island, right?
And I'm talking about like beaches and island hopping and being on the boat and free diving. And when I was in Singapore, I tried to adjust to the culture, and in here it's very academically inclined. But I mean it's good because your education is of quality. But when I started in Poly, I did diploma in international business, and that's where I met my best friend Rosini. So Rosini and I are the founders of the TheMeetUpSG.
Okay.
Throughout my education years, I just started to feel that I'm not supposed to do the traditional route of going to school, getting a degree, and then getting a full-time job, 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that. But personally for me, I'm just not the kind of person. Like, I rather live my life being in control of my own time and having the purpose of I'm actually making something for myself and I'm not working for someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, so in Singapore Poly, towards the end of our year 1, Rosini and I started the TheMeetUpSG. And the thing is, Rosini and I, we really started from the bottom. We just had $300 and then we started a company from ground up. We started with like picnics and we would go to JB and then get all the decorations. And we started getting clientele. So we started with picnics, small ones. So whatever you see, Marina Barrage, all this fancy picnics, that's what we were from. And
so you do that for like clients?
So previously it was B2C. So like usually couples, youngsters. And we started diverting from picnics to 21st birthday parties in Singapore. Like usually you guys have the dessert tables and stuff like that, room decorations for anniversaries. And from there, we grew our popularity and people knew us for that. And there was a company that gave us the opportunity to do a corporate event. So we did a corporate event for them and we realized that doing corporate events is more lucrative than doing B2C. So that's how we diverted from a B2C company and we became a B2B.
I see. So right now you're purely B2B.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so am I right to say that the MeetUpSG is a events organizer company, or how do you actually
event
define
planner,
yourself? Yeah,
We call ourselves an events management company.
events management
Yeah.
company. I
So we are the
see.
middleman for everything, from decorations to food to venue. Yeah, you just come to us, we handle everything for you.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. When exactly did the MeetUpSG started? Which year was that?
or rather, maybe when did you form the idea of doing the MeetUpSG?
So it was since 2016, actually.
Oh,
2016.
So it's been 8 years, if my math is right. Yeah.
So you guys incorporated the company in 2016.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I see. And can you maybe share with us the thought process before starting out this entire thing? Like, why events company? Why not any other thing?
So funny enough, basically how the MeetUpSG was born, I wasn't in class that day because I was sick, or maybe I don't know, I just pawned school maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah. But Rosini had this idea of doing a picnic company. So actually the idea came from her. And then the next day when I came to class, she was talking to me about it. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I as a person, I just want to do something for myself. And like she and I thought, why not we just try it? So we tried it and it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the trigger of you telling yourself that I'm someone who needs to do something for myself? I'm not someone who can be an employee in the near future. Because at that point of time, you were still in school, right?
Yeah, I was. So when I came to Singapore, I already went to secondary school. Yeah. And when I was in secondary school, I never thought that it was drop shipping or anything. I just thought to myself, oh, it's just Carousel.
Okay.
So what I used to do was I would go on sites like Shopee and I would take the product and post it on my Carousel and I just mark it up.
Okay.
And then whoever orders from me, then I will send it to them. So in this day and age, it's called drop shipping.
Yeah.
But back then I was 14 years old and 15. And I liked the idea of, earning money while I was studying. And I liked the idea of earning money and having control of my own time. So that's when I knew that, okay, I am this kind of person.
I see. And so that clearly shows that, and also that clearly means you have never worked for someone before.
Well, technically when you're in poly, you have to do internship. I didn't like that. So that just hits the nail, Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. And maybe can you share with our listeners a bit of your background, before you actually even come to Singapore? Maybe why exactly does your parent want to come to Singapore, bring you over, start a life here?
Yeah.
And how was that life like at the start?
Sure. So I grew up in a city called Iligan City.
Okay.
So it's not like a famous city or whatever. Actually, in fact, when I was young, we had a little civil war in the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was a really short period. But now it's different. Things are different now. It's safe now. But basically, it was a terrorist group that came to my city, and they did do I think one mall bombing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would go to school, and I would hope that there would be a false bomb alert, so I don't go to school. Yeah, I know it's quite sad, Islam, but I did go through that.
Yeah.
My dad, he got an offer to come to Singapore, so that's why we found Singapore. And so basically, my dad's the expat, and then my mom. We followed my dad and then we found a house and everything. So we started our life here.
And you guys are now PR?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not citizenship?
No.
Okay. Do you plan to?
How many years has that been already?
My dad,
Yeah.
he came here 2 years earlier than me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which year was that?
Yeah.
God, I actually asked my family this before I came here. They didn't reply me, but I think he came in 2009.
Okay. 2009.
So you're here around 2011?
Yeah, I was, 2011,
so 13 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understand. And you started secondary school here, right?
Yeah.
Can you share with us your experience as a
secondary school in Singapore?
And also not being a local here. How was it?
Sure.
At that point of time?
Yeah. So when I came to Singapore, I think I was around 11 years old, I think. And I started P5. Because when I came here, it was already halfway to PSLE or something like that, or like a few more months and it's PSLE. And then we learned that it's like some big national exam in Singapore. So obviously, I came from the Philippines and the curriculum is different. And we follow the American style of education, and you guys follow the British style, right? So I started P5. So I went back to P5. Learned everything, and then I took my PSLE. And of course, when I first came to Singapore, I was very overwhelmed, especially when, to me, things are very different because it's such a city environment, and it's very fast paced here in Singapore. I was really struggling a lot, and I couldn't understand Singlish as well. Yeah. Like I would actually think that la and le and like walao is like, I don't know, like it means something. But okay, walao does mean something, but la and le is just an expression, right? So I would like wonder, like, what does la mean? Yeah, and then like
you speak like a native.
Huh?
you had that that thought process of what does la means, really?
Yeah, I did. I was like, what does la mean? What does le mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, my foreign friends are, they had the same thought process. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I you know how in here when they ask you to move aside, like excuse me, you hear just like very easy, just like hello, and then they will move aside. So there was one time that there was a uncle who was riding a bicycle and I was blocking his way. Then he just like hello to me.
Hello.
And then I turned around and I was like, oh hi, like that. But no, he didn't mean anything. He just wanted me to move aside. I was like, oh okay, these are like some small cultural differences.
Yeah, it's just a way to alert.
Yeah. But Singlish to me is a really fun language. If I would have a kid, I would want them to learn Singlish. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun. Yeah, I don't get the hate.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
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 I can't comment much. Maybe we'll get cancelled. Okay. But so how was your life in secondary school as a foreign student?
Yeah, where did you go to?
I went to Punggol secondary school, Compassville Secondary.
Compassville.
That's near my house.
Sengkang kid. Yeah.
Oh, you are. Hi.
Yeah, but we are different generation.
Yeah, true.
He's
That's
a
true.
boomer. He's like 50.
Hey, I'm the oldest here, by the way.
Ayo.
Yeah, he's the oldest here, 50. Okay, yeah. So, like, do you get bullied in school and everything? Because I remember, I had a Filipino friend. I think secondary school.
Many bullies.
Sec 1, I think
You bully.
we bullied him a lot. But then, as time goes by, he became the bully lah. Like there was one point of time, like he'll even get public caning because he accidentally slashed someone lah.
Oof.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, but
What a turn of events.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't intentional, but he accidentally did it lah. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, did you get bullied in school?
No, never
Okay.
got bullied. Actually, people were very nice to me. If anything, I just felt like alienated, but it's not because of other people, it's just myself. I mean, it takes time for a foreign kid to come to Singapore and assimilate to the culture and everything. Language is one thing. The second thing is just the small little things like the hello and like how things are being done here, and it's very fast paced. Only when I came to Singapore that I knew that there was such thing as a holiday homework. So like things like that, like okay, I didn't know that this exists, and I had to adjust a lot. Yeah.
Okay. If you were ever to have kids, would you want your kids to be studying here in Singapore?
Get her face change.
I did think about that. I want my kid to grow up in the Philippines in the early parts of their life.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, and towards university, probably be here in Singapore, and then from then onwards, they just have to choose what kind of life that they want.
Oh.
Because I did have the experience of being in a provincial, very naturistic environment, very slow paced, laid back, and then I came to Singapore. It's very city, very fast paced, and honestly, I'm grateful that I have this experience because I knew who I really am and what I want. So I want my kid to have the same thing also. Yeah. Oh, my boyfriend is a Singaporean. So it's a good mix, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys definitely have mixed with other expats, because of what you're doing, right? Like, have you ever asked them about this part of perhaps life that you want for your kids, Because you mentioning that you want a laid back lifestyle for your kid.
Yeah.
there are big cities around the world that actually provide very laid back education also.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in going in other cities.
Okay, like Europe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've been to Europe. It's not my style. Yeah.
Okay. What about Middle East?
No, I haven't been to the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Middle East is good. Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
It didn't come to my mind. Yeah.
Should I explore? I highly recommend Dubai. I've been telling a few guests to seriously consider.
Yeah.
I've been kind of pestering them to really look into
Trying
Dubai.
to influence us to buy into
Why
his
is that?
lifestyle.
I mean, the lifestyle is pretty much chill. But at the same time, you are in a big city like Singapore. You are in a cosmopolitan city in Singapore. But you still have that chill lifestyle. And then the education system is also not as bad as here. But at the same time, when everyone graduates, whether it's from here or there, you still go to that same university.
I see.
So-
Okay.
So to me, I feel it makes more sense to take the easier way out.
Yeah, and the best part, tax free.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned about your life as a secondary school student here. Not as challenging lah, apparently. Right?
It's okay.
quite chill,
Yeah. I mean, it does take time to adjust,
Adjust.
but it's okay. It's normal.
And were you like an A student?
No, I think I was a B student.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not bad in my studies if I really focus on my studies. But ever since I, figured out I want to be an entrepreneur, I started swaying away from studies. So I would only like just pass in poly and just pass in uni. But yeah, I got a degree.
Okay.
At least it was good enough. I graduated. But I could be an A student, but I choose not to be an A student.
When you hire for your team members, right?
Yeah.
Do you look for A students?
No, I don't. I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in
No.
having a smarter employee than you are?
Oh, actually,
I mean, that's what
I mean,
Jack Ma
that's-
said, right?
okay, when you say smart, you mean like academically smart?
That's
Yeah.
the first filter, right?
Yeah, because you have to look through the resume.
Right. So, I mean, to be honest, when like Rosini and I see the resumes, right? We look at experience more than studies, actually.
Okay.
Like you could graduate from, they say like ITE, and when they say it's not enough. But if that person has a ton of experiences, why not? Yeah, and in fact, the best employees that we've had are not even those highly qualified candidates. Yeah, they just have a ton of experience, and they are the ones who give us the most value out of any other candidate that we've had.
If you have anything to say to big corporation employees, where their mindset is always about finding that A student, that B student, because they can eventually be some like they believe these people provide more value, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to these people with this kind of mindset?
They need to move on. That's not the way nowadays. I mean, it's ridiculous because even like us as an employer, right? Sometimes like for fun, I would look at jobs and just to see like how usually companies would post their job posting. The thing is, they're ridiculous because they're looking for a fresh graduate, but they're looking for 6 years of experience.
Yeah.
So who are you really looking for? Make up your mind. Yeah. So, I mean, that's impossible, especially when studies here is really challenging. Like, I would say that because I've studied in the Philippines, I've studied in an international school for a while as well, and I studied in a local school. It's just different. Like, it's more challenging, more taxing, I would say. Yeah. So, it's really difficult nowadays, and I think that big corporations should just look at experience rather than the grades. Yeah, I mean, I could be like very book smart and I know all the formulas and everything, but if you put me in a crowd and if you put me out to do sales, if you put me up to operate the business where it's a lot of managing of people, it's a lot of building relationships, I would fail. Like, I wouldn't be as good as somebody who didn't have as much qualifications as me, but is very good and very experienced and good in talking to people. Yeah. That's what I think.
And you as an employer, how do you decide on how you should pay the person? Like, I'm very sure fresh grads, but because they have a degree, they will expect a certain salary, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you as an employer may feel it's not fair for you to demand this kind of salary because you need to prove yourself first.
Yes.
So how do you decide how well you pay that someone?
So definitely, I hate to admit it, but education still has a factor in it. Like if you graduated with a degree versus with a diploma, your starting salary is going to be higher with a degree because that's just how the world works. But in my company, we give everybody an equal chance of earning commission.
Oh, okay.
So let's say for instance, maybe Rosini has a degree certificate. I have a diploma certificate. Even if she earns more than me, like starting salary, but then she closes. I mean, I close more sales than her, or she closes more sales than me. At the end of the day, we still have an equal opportunity to earn the same. So that's how we tackle this situation.
I see. So implementing commissions into the salary, that will definitely help a lot.
It works for my company because we are events, so we still go out to do sales. But for other companies, I'm not so sure how they would tackle it. Yeah.
So am I right to say that all your staff will also be the sales force?
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in a way, everybody has a fair chance of doing sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as we have seen how they pitch. Yeah, that's all.
I mean, since Ami said all your stuff, right? And I was just on your Instagram earlier. How many staff do you have?
Oh, yeah.
I saw the one with the retreat picture.
The retreat? Which one is it?
Oh, the one you went to Malaysia.
Oh,
Is
the
it?
JB.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have a team of 10, but we downsized to a team of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because like Rosini and I, we are still young entrepreneurs technically. So we learn a lot from our mistakes. And probably for any other young entrepreneur out there who is expanding their business, if you think that you need 10 people to run the business, you try with 5 first. Because what Rosini and I learned in a hard way, firstly, it's a big challenge to deal with people, to manage not just your employees but your clients. You're basically the everything that you do in the business affects everything. Everybody. Yeah, you're right, everyone. So when we had a team of 10, our efficiency was actually slower. But when we have a team of 5 now, our efficiency is much better. We have considerably more sales than when we had a team of 10. So Rosini and I learned the hard way because we spent a lot on manpower and it really ate up a lot of our profits. But in the end, we realized that as long as you have a few good people in the company, it's enough.
Yeah, it's about having efficient people.
You're right.
Not the number of people.
Exactly,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
All right, I think that's a good segue to the second part because now that we are touching on the challenges that you face.
Yeah. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. She has shared with us her colourful life and also some golden nuggets if you're able to pick it out. So hear more in part 2. See you. Bye-bye.
Wow, Jamil, is that a new Rolex you're wearing?
Shh, we low profile a bit leh.
I thought you say you earn 2,000 a month. How you afford Rolex, yeah?
Oh, I found this company. They provide good investment opportunity leh.
Sure not.
I go to this company it's called Aliyah Rizq Farm. They let me invest in a flock of sheep leh. They also help me sell the sheep and with the profit I get my Rolex lor.
Hey, legit or not? I see your sheep can or not?
Can. You just go to tgnpodcast.com/arhinvest. Then you can join me to see my sheep at the farm lor.
What's the website again?
tgnpodcast.com/arhinvest.
Okay. I sent the message already. Can't wait for my first Rolex, eh?
Hey Nuggets, this episode is brought to you by Aliyah Rizq Holdings. Now, back to the episode.
This podcast is brought to you by Aliyah Rizq Holdings. Today, we have a serial investor of VRH. We have Abang Rosli in the pod.
Alright, Abang Rosli.
Yes.
Apa khabar Abang Rosli?
Baik, syukur.
Alhamdulillah. Tadi Nabila mention you are a serial investor.
Yes.
Can you share with us what do you invest in usually?
Okay, I have a few investment other than with their good. I have this car rental at JB.
Oh,
So
wow.
we do transportation, but that I invested. I purchased a car. I let my brother-in-law JB run it,
I see.
and I'm speculating in property for myself.
Okay. For property in Singapore atau kat Malaysia?
Initially, I started in Singapore, but last year I started in Malaysia.
Do you consider other countries like maybe UAE?
Oh no, I just
Dekat-dekat je.
this Singapore and Malaysia because I study the two countries.
I see.
Interesting.
Okay. Is it a viable investment to invest in properties in Malaysia?
It depend on how do you look at it because for Malaysia I look at long term, and the properties my children, 3 of them is Malaysian.
Okay.
So that was my long term plan.
You are Singaporean or Malaysian?
I'm a Singaporean, but my wife is a Malaysian.
I see. So that's why your children are also Malaysian.
3 Malaysian, 3 Singaporean.
Oh.
Oh, you have 6.
Yeah, 6.
Wow. Alhamdulillah.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Wow, just nice. Okay. And aside from property investment, what other investment do you have?
Okay, I invest on myself. I'm a safety consultancy. So I
okay.
put myself study in safety line.
I see.
Whereby for the last few years, after upgrading myself, I'm a safety consultant.
Wow. Okay, so you take on projects and you become a safety manager for that projects.
Yeah, safety. I supply manpower. I give safety training, and I do safety audits. I'm an auditor as well.
Nice.
Safety auditor.
Okay. Can you share with us how do you eventually get to know about the good investment with ARH, and perhaps also how you eventually know Nabila and also Ashraf?
Okay, actually I met them long time ago during one of what's that? All the businessmen among Malaysia and Singapore. They call it Waris.
Okay.
Waris,
In that group, they promote each other from Singapore and from Malaysia. So
Businesses.
we get to know. Then I was doing transportation.
Okay.
So Ashraf did the presentation. The thing that I attracted most was he started from home. With 2 goats, a few goats at home. Then he invested into a farm. Then my funds was that stuck
Okay.
I intended to go in, but I don't have these funds at that time.
Okay.
So a few years down the road, I was looking for him in our social group. Then he was one of them. Then we start to connect.
So you know Ashraf from the Waris punya event.
Yes.
And which year was that?
Which year? I can't remember. I think before COVID. Before. Yeah, somewhere around there. Before COVID.
And at that event, Ashraf presented about the the
Good business, yes.
Okay. And how long after that did you reconnect with Ashraf? And
I think 3 years later.
3 years later.
Okay, so around just before COVID, you started investing in.
Actually, during COVID.
During COVID.
Because
Interesting.
during COVID, my safety business really pick up. I really make for a substantial amount during COVID time, because they need a lot of safety documentation, how to prepare, how to get the site running. During COVID, I was very, very busy.
I see. So that is when you have the extra funds, and then you contact Ashraf, and then you say, "Hey, I want to get started with this."
Yes, and I pull in 2 other friends. We joined together. We invested.
Nice.
Can you share with us the process when you wanted to start investing with ARH? How was it? And was it smooth process?
Actually, during the downtime in COVID, I think from Ashraf's side, there's a lot of obstacle. We cannot go to the good farm, cannot visualize. But as a person, I see I can trust this guy.
Okay.
I decided to put a small amount of money to try out first.
Okay.
Deposit lah.
Yeah, correct.
So after you put the deposit, what do you need to do next?
We have a few round of discussion. Then one of my friends was very detailed. Asked him quite a number of things. So Ashraf managed to address it.
Okay.
Then the finally that really attract me was the deal was done in Singapore and we signed a contract in Singapore.
Because the holding company is in Singapore.
Yes. So I believe in the Singapore system. If you have any problems,
issues,
you can files. That's really attract me because anything, if you have problems, both of us we can go to mediation. That's in Singapore. That's I believe.
I see. Okay. And at that point of time, you did not get to see the farm, semua, betul tak?
Yeah.
Was there like any way that ARH addressed this issue?
Yes, he have a local manager at the farm, whereby he showed me the video of the farm. Yeah.
Okay, so despite the challenges during COVID, Ashraf and Nabila managed to still apa nama dia? Facilitate the entire journey for you.
Correct.
Can you also share with us what are some of the questions that you say your friend who is very detailed in, the question that he asked Ashraf and which Ashraf answered?
Okay, one of the question was if the goat die, will he support? Okay, will he replace or not? Okay, then Ashraf said okay, he will take care of it.
Okay, so that was one of the pulling factor for you lah.
No, the pulling factor was sign the contract in Singapore.
Was the Singapore thing only lah.
There was one of the tough question then regarding money back guarantee. So if we have problem not paying, from there he told us that he will support if you have a money problem, so we can pay later. He gave us a payment kind of schedule
arrangement.
Yes,
very flexible.
Yeah, correct.
I see. So not only for you the trust is there, but in the event anything happens to you, because investment is a long-term thing.
Correct.
And since Ashraf is able to facilitate all these issues, in the event you do not have the enough funds, he can actually come up with some payment plan and all this for you lah.
So to add, while this negotiation was in the past, over these 4 years, yes, we have it. Then he was true to his word. He helped out because last year when my wife was at the hospital due to cancer, so I cannot make payment or that. I told him I'm very busy, so he was very flexible. He said, "Okay, when you good and done, we will sit down, we will talk." So at that, I think I'm outstanding 3-4 months with him.
I see. Okay, that's very interesting. I mean, it's good to know that when you put your investment in something, you definitely can get that returns whether or not you miss a bit of payment, because there are some vehicles where you miss one payment, that's it, you lose everything, right?
Yes, correct. Then one of the issue that good dying, I think because of this in the past there's this they invest in this
chicken.
No, apa ni? Ostrich. Whereby the whole farm flooded and died. That was a scenario my friend put up. But again, Ashram put it that this is act of God.
Yes.
If it happened, let us sit down. It was genuine. He didn't give us a blank trust. We're gonna. So at that bad situation, he did come with for me, it was a good answer. Act of God.
Yeah, that's true.
Something that we cannot control.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for sharing. We will go on to the next part to understand more about your entire journey with ARH.
Okay.
Right, and this podcast is brought to you by Aliyah Rizq Holdings. See you on the next one.